he just said he's really concerned that of my lack of physical activity, and I guess he's been trying to convince himself to find me attractive because I had such a good personality.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and on today's episode we have a very funny video for you here today. We have a series of older women having mental breakdowns because they can't accept that they will never find a man to love and marry them. And this is a video by Man Guide, guys, and we're going to be kicking it off with this woman right here, who, like many other women, is hitting age 30, who is hitting age 40. They still haven't found their Prince Charming, and it's the worst thing in the world. Okay, we're out here, we're crying, we're upset. So let's take a listen, and guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
It doesn't matter how old you get, it never hurts less. So, a little update. I've been talking to the guy since early May, over 2 months, and we had a few dates, and I thought it went really well. We have everything in common. He texts me all day, every day. Same shared values, same life goals, same interests, really good banter. And he told me that I was smart and funny, and he told me that I was beautiful, which is the first time it's ever happened in my whole life. And we went on a few dates, and then we were talking, and he just said he's really concerned that of my lack of physical activity, and I guess he's been trying to convince himself to find me attractive because I had such a good personality.
Okay, so let me just pause it right there. This is the problem that a lot of these women run into. Okay, is when you get to 30 years of age, particularly if you do not take care of your body at all, you know, people will sit here and they will blame this crap on genetics, like, oh, you know, I just gain weight really quickly, or, oh, you know, it's just genetics and that's why I'm in this particular way, or I have no time, okay? But the fact of the matter is that people don't take care of their bodies. And you have these women who get to age 30, they're not as pretty as they were when they were 22. Okay, all of the partying has caught up to them, and now we're sitting here trying to find a good man. And you know what the good men are doing, guys? A lot of guys are out there, they're in the gym, okay? They get to like 30, 35 years of age, and they look at the other, you know, the women who are 30 and 35 in the same age bracket, and they're like, what the hell happened? Like, seriously, a lot of these women, they're still looking for, you know, that guy who makes a lot of money, who's very attractive, who's got things going for him in life, which is fine. You can chase whatever it is that you want to, but they try and do this well into their 30s. Okay, and these men who never really got maybe a second glance from women when they were in their 20s, now all of a sudden it's a bit different, and we're the ones, the women that is, desperate for commitment from men.
Because I had such a good personality. And I told him that I didn't think that he should have to convince himself to find me attractive, and that I'm happy with my body, and it's okay if other people aren't. And it's really hard. I know it's the right thing, and I do believe that. It just is never easier. When you're dating and you're plus sized, it never really gets easier.
Man, why do we have to call this crap plus sized and curvy and all of this nonsense? No, ma'am, you are overweight. Okay, and this is the thing that gets me about videos like this, is that you will have a woman who will sit here and she'll complain, right? Oh, men don't find me attractive. This has happened for a very long time. I'm happy with where I am. If you've been rejected over and over and over again because you don't take care of your body, maybe you shouldn't be happy with your body. Guys, I am not for this current wave of everybody should be happy with their bodies and everybody should be content where they are. I think that is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, if you're working a job that you absolutely hate and you're making no money, why on earth would you be content? If you're in a body that has, particularly as a man, no muscle, right, and you're overweight, why on earth would you be content? These things don't make sense to me. Everybody in the media, the mainstream media included, tries to push this narrative of, don't worry, guys, you'll just be happy with where you are. Everything will be okay. And then women like this, they listen to that garbage. They get to 30 years of age. They haven't taken care of their bodies. And they're wondering why the Prince Charming doesn't want to have a relationship with her.
And I'm sharing this because I, of course, turned to my girlfriends, but I forgot for a minute that they're all very beautiful and thin, and they've never had guys on the internet or just in life to their face tell them that they were ugly before. And so I know that there's a lot of other people like me on TikTok because I've seen a lot of you, and it's okay if it hurts.
Yeah, you know why she's seen all of these people on TikTok? Because TikTok is a degenerate platform. Okay, if you are someone who doesn't believe the same things as this woman, for example, if you're not with the current message, you will be banned from TikTok. It's basically a conglomerate of clueless clowns. Wow, that's some alliteration for you right there. It really is quite crazy. Okay, because that's where all of the people who have nonsensical worldviews go. If you guys want to lose brain cells, if you want to be noticeably stupider within 24 hours, I would suggest that you open up the TikTok application. Okay, and just start looking at people talking. But of course, guys, what does she do? She goes to her friends, and her friends will probably lie to her as well. And they're probably the ones that are telling her that she's beautiful as well, or at least that she doesn't have to worry about her body. She should be happy where she is. And this is what happens is you have people who will try and convince other people to just be happy with where they're at. And don't worry, you're beautiful the way you are, queen.
And you're not alone. And I really hope that one day we can get beyond fat phobia and maybe I'll meet someone.
Fat phobia. Isn't that crazy? We're just putting phobia after whatever word we feel like these days, right? If a man isn't attracted to you, he's fat phobic. I mean, whatever. Call me all of the phobias, I guess, because I'm not interested in women who are overweight. I'm not interested in having male friends who, can't take care of their bodies or who are at least not putting in the effort to take care of them. Right? So notice how all of these phobias and isms come out and all of this stuff when you just don't agree with what they're saying or you don't, find people attractive. It's funny how men have to find someone attractive or else you're some kind of phobic, right? But if a woman doesn't like you, if you don't make enough money for a woman, she's just being a discerning queen, right? She's strong and independent and she's powerful. Very interesting how that works when men have standards.
She wrote in the video description, body positivity isn't always sunshine and butterflies. You're not alone. Hashtag dating plus size, dating over 40. That's because body positivity is one big post-wall feminist circle jerk, which tries to shame men for their standards. Just because large people are calling each other beautiful doesn't mean it's suddenly reality. It's what the men they want matters. Maybe he really liked her personality and saw potential that if she lost weight, he'd commit to her. So there was her shot at not being single, but of course she wants a man to accept her at her worst, while for sure she probably wouldn't accept an average guy.
Yeah, of course, that's why she's single, right? If these women were to accept somebody on their level, their loneliness, quote unquote, would be solved. They would have boyfriends, they would have husbands, but they're always shooting. It doesn't matter if she's overweight, she doesn't take care of her health, and she's over the age of 40. She's still trying to shoot for somebody who has more things going for her than she does. Okay, and of course, she doesn't do anything about this, right? She hears this criticism, and rather than doing anything productive with it, what does she do? She sits there, and she refuses to change. Very intelligent maneuver.
But why is she complaining? Feminists claim all the time they don't owe men a certain response. The guy let her down easy. Most females have no problem trying to embarrass a guy they think isn't good enough for them. They'll even post his low point on social media and call him thirsty or dusty. Wow. Top comment says, he was being honest and he was concerned of the health issues that come with being overweight. Health issues can take a toll on our relationship. Didn't expect that. but most females don't care about each other unless if they share the same trauma. Being plus size is a lifestyle, so she can easily change her fortune by simply stopping eating as much food and burning more calories, but she, like most modern women, don't want accountability. Another post-wall comments, couching their fat phobia in terms of being concerned is such an awful and gaslighting thing too. I am so sorry. To be honest, she's kinda right. The dude gave her a politically correct answer because he's not attracted to overweight women. Let's say a guy she turned down was broke, and he cried about her being a gold digger and she didn't really love him for who he is. Would you think these same females would tell him it's not her, but her? No. They'd call him broke and tell him to get a job, and justify her rejecting him. To be fair, women totally have the right to not date broke men, just like men totally have the right to not date overweight women. And of course, other post-walls will gas her up. That's a reflection of his character. He's the problem, not you. You're beautiful.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? People like this who will just support things that are not based in reality whatsoever, right? It's always, I find it funny that, you know, you have these women who are supposed to be positive and caring and empathetic and all of this stuff, but they literally do it to a fault. Like, is it really empathetic and caring if you're encouraging someone to have crappy health? I don't think so personally. Okay, but there are so many of these individuals who would rather see somebody suffer, and they just lie to them straight up, right? Even though, see, it's way harder to tell someone the truth like this because they won't accept it. They'll try and dodge it. They'll try and seek validation like this instead. And these people will just always be here telling these women that they're beautiful. Right up until, you know, the grave, essentially. And let's make no mistake about it, okay? People who are unhealthy like this, they are shaving years off of their life. And it's thanks to comments like this. Like, they certainly don't help whatsoever.
OMG, no makeup and you're gorgeous. That's natural beauty. He lost out big time. Talk about big time. You'll find your person. I hate to break the news.
This comment, guys, let me just pause the video here from Turtle. Has almost 4,200 likes on it. 4,200 people are agreeing with this individual. That is crazy.
But if she was beautiful, she would have been picked. Lying to each other doesn't change the reality that they're still single. It's the participation trophy syndrome, calling each other beautiful for no reason, having set them for failure and risen their expectations. It's a cruel joke. Another comment. I was small, then I got big, now getting smaller again, and the difference in the way men treat me is horrific. Apparently, it worked because she's getting healthier, and I'm pretty sure the quote-unquote horrific way men treated her was ignoring her completely. But these feminists think if all of society isn't catering to them, it's anti-woman.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? If you're a man and you ignore these women, if you don't pay them attention, they find it horrific. That is the choice of words that this woman has chosen to use, right? She says, I was small, then I got big, now getting smaller again, and the difference in way that men treat me is horrific. So if a man, you know, doesn't find you attractive, if he doesn't talk to, like, this is the funny thing, guys, is when men go kind of their own way, when they walk away, when they don't talk to women, when they don't give them all of the privileges, right? Then all of a sudden the man is being horrific. Welcome to a man's world. Okay, this is the default for men. Even if you're a dude and you look halfway decent, right? Oftentimes you're going to be straight up ignored by women too, right? But you don't see men walking around and calling it horrific. Okay, and a lot of these women will lie about it, mind you. Right? They will straight up say, oh, you know, the vibes were off, or all that. They'll just make up some excuse if they don't find you attractive, or they'll just completely ignore you and not actually give you a solution to the problem, right? It's hilarious how this works. It's horrific, guys. Please, you know, men, give me attention. It's horrific. I can't go without validation from strangers.
And then, like, it's like right, you know, but at the same time, I don't know, because then sometimes it's like I like, you know, like you go and then but like,
okay, so you're this? Yeah. But you want this? Yeah. Okay, so in order to get that, you'd have to do this.
Okay, can somebody explain dating over 50? It is so crazy compared to what it was when I was younger. I mean, I had a hard time finding anybody nice back then. Didn't
sensational. And that's the word you're looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah, sensational.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode. This is always the story, guys, isn't it, right? There are no nice men. Why are all of the men just evil and bad people? Why is it that I always seem to attract the men who are not nice people? I just want a nice man. What an absolute load of BS, right? These women are choosing men who are not quote-unquote nice. You see, they say that they want a nice man, guys, but I swear, niceness on the list of actual priorities that women go after is so incredibly low on the list, right? How many times have you guys seen women? Let me just make myself a little larger in the corner here, right? How many times have you seen women sit here and go, I want a nice man, and then completely ignore all of the nice men to chase a guy who's attractive but has the personality of, just an awful individual, someone who's been incarcerated, right? Women will literally chase an attractive guy who's been incarcerated as a felon rather than actually go for a nice man. And you want to make videos here when you're 50 years of age saying that now you want a nice guy. Get out of here. It is clownery, guys. Absolute clownery.
And taking my dogs on trips. Anybody else feel like that? If you do, or you have a way to solve this, put it in the comments.
Where I am right now.
Yeah, I have a way to solve your dating issues of dating in your 50s. The solution is don't. Do you know why dating in your 50s is so hard? And I say this every time a woman asks this question, right? The reason why dating in your 50s is so difficult is because you shouldn't be dating in your 50s. You should damn well nearly be having grandchildren by now. Okay, but we're still out here trying to find a husband, or we're trying to find a boyfriend and things like this. Like, these people, I want to make this very clear, guys, why I don't feel sorry for women like this is because even at 50, by the way, their dating lives, especially compared to men, is just on complete easy mode. If you're a woman in your 20s and you cannot find a good man, your filter is off. Let me tell you that. Your filter is well and truly off, because there are opportunities thrown at women left, right, and center, okay? And just because they can get a Chad, they can get a very attractive man for a short amount of time, doesn't mean that you can actually get a relationship out of him. You see, women have a really hard time because they conflate who they can get relationships out of, right? And who are their actual viable partners. Because you might be able to have bedroom fun with a guy. That doesn't mean that he wants to date you. That doesn't mean that he's a viable long-term partner. And guess what? The more that you do this, the less long-term viable partners will be interested in you. But you shouldn't be dating at 50, man. That's why it's so difficult. You shouldn't be doing it.
I'm not like in the streets, but I'm on the sidewalk. I'm not inside. I'm on the sidewalk. Sometimes I like fall into the streets on accident, but I always make my way back.
I dress cute. I smile at him. I even winked at him 2 times. You winked at him? And all I get back is one fake smile.
Here are the top 5 things I learned from online dating in my 50s. Number 1, a man that says you're too much, God bless him, let him go find less. Number 2, some men will just freaking text you forever. Tell him, I'm not looking for a text buddy. Hard no. Number 3, inconsistent behavior. No, thank you. That's a fuck no.
Let's just count the amount of issues in this video before we continue. I have to pause it because I'm getting a headache already. I don't know if you guys can see this. Perhaps you're not watching the screen right now, but this woman has, so she has makeup on, right? And then she also has a filter over the top, you see, because the eyelashes, you'll notice, aren't even connected to her face, right? Because they're over the top of the glasses from what I can see here. Like, let me just play this muted so you guys can see what I mean. Look at this. You see how the darkness comes over the lenses? So we have a filter that is quite literally so intense that it goes over something that is physically already on your face. That is quite insane. So we have that. We have swearing. We have eating in the video as well. Now, guys, I'll come clean, okay? I've been known to eat some food, right, while I'm recording some of these videos, but generally I do it while other people are talking, right? I try, but these people, what they do is they sit down with the camera and then they start eating while they're talking to you. It is hilarious, man.
Number 2, some men will just freaking text you forever. Tell them, I'm not looking for a text buddy. Hard no. Number 3, inconsistent behavior. No, thank you. That's a no. And number 4, never ever settle for bad behavior. It only gets worse. Number 5, ghosting is a gift. Better now than 6 months from now. Go find your man, Neville Shadow. He's out there.
This message is for
Never settle, says the 50-plus-year-old single woman. Very intelligent.
men over 40 and, you know what, men over 30 even. Y'all are looking toe up on the dating apps. As women make more and more money and we're not forced to be with someone for economic stability, guess what? We're going to be going for attraction. We're going to go for good sex. We're going to go for romance. All these things that we couldn't go for because we had to prioritize financial stability for the future of our children and to have a roof over our heads. We couldn't have.
Oh, I'm sure that you're going to these attractive men for loads of romance, okay? And hey, thank you, for not using men for money anymore. Let's pretend like that doesn't exist. But now you're out here, you're having fun on the streets, you're going for the attractive men. Have fun, madam. Bye. Here's the thing, you can have fun with as many men as you want. You can knock yourself out. This is a quote-unquote free countries here in the West. You're welcome to go out and do that. But don't cry and complain when you can't get a relationship from those men. Okay, I'm sure you'll go out there, you'll have fun with these men. They'll be very happy, fantastic. Good job. Keep it up, madam. Strong and empowered. Okay, but these men, they'll sit there and they'll tell you, oh, wow, really strong, liberated, really empowered. But can you get a relationship out of them? And you might say, oh, well, I don't want a relationship from these men anyway because I don't need to be taken care of by a man. Okay, let's see how you feel when you realize that your retirement is quite a ways off. Right? Let's see how you feel when you can no longer have children because you put it off for too long. It's totally fine. You can go out there, you can make your decisions, right? But those decisions will have consequences. Now, if you come to me when you're 75 years of age or you're 70 years of age and you're like, man, I made the right decision. Hey, good for you, queen. But a lot of women don't agree with you. They end up in a situation where they're like, crap, I've been screwing around. I need to have kids. I'm approaching 35. I'm not going to be fertile anymore. Or, damn it, I'm 35. I don't want to be working for the rest of my life. A lot of guys who are going to provide for me, they probably want kids. So, fantastic advice here, guys. Let me just run that back.
Women make more and more money and we're not forced to be with someone for economic stability. Guess what? We're going to be going for attraction. We're going to go for good sex. We're going to go for romance. All these things that we couldn't go for because we had to prioritize financial stability for the future of our children and to have a roof over our heads. We couldn't have our own credit cards 30 years ago. And while we were making ourselves look as desirable as possible, going under the knife, butchering ourselves to look good for you guys.
Nobody forced you to do that. No man is saying, hey, in order to date me, you have to go out here and you have to have surgery, particularly the men looking for relationships. A lot of guys don't want to have relationships with women who have undergone surgery, particularly noticeable surgery, because it's really kind of embarrassing. Okay, like guys are not out here looking for a wife with lip filler, typically. All right. So don't try and claim that you're doing this for men or that you're doing this because you want to look good for dudes. Okay, that's on you. If you want to go under the knife, you want to have these surgeries, hey, at least take some accountability. But she won't even take accountability for that. That's crazy.
guys better be going in to get Botox, get that filler, fly to Turkey, get that hair transplant, go to the gym, get that facelift. Y'all are just sitting there bitching about how you can't get a girl to swipe right on you, but what are you doing about your appearance? And your dicks aren't working because all you do is watch porn. Please step up and do better.
Wow, this is pure projection. She's single because she went for pure attraction in her younger years. And I've got bad news for her. Those top 10% men that she claims she's going after because she's now financially secure doesn't want her because they can get younger women with less entitlement. And speaking about appearance, it looks like she's using a filter or makeup or both. Let's see what you look like without the fake up sweet cheeks. One of the top comments says, "Stay single, go fishing, and get a dog, men. This is what's out there." It's clear this female is putting down most men because she's only after the Chads and Tyrones. Unless if she's willing to pay a man, she thinks she'll get her back blown out just because she's financially stable. Which is laughable. Men don't care about the bank account. All they want is looks and good attitude, and to keep her legs closed. Another comment. Drizzle drizzle, don't settle for these vain women kings. The soft guy era troll is taking over all these dating videos. The female in the video responds to the comment, "LOL, while all men care about is a woman's beauty." She just did a rant about how she only wants good-looking men. You can't make this shit up on how hypocritical these females are.
And you know what the funny part about this comment is as well? The funny part about this is that men don't actually care solely about your beauty. A lot of guys would actually take a woman who is less objectively beautiful, who is less attractive, but more of a pleasant person to be around who isn't going to cheat on him or be an annoying person. Okay, men will certainly trade off beauty for someone who is actually a good person. I cannot say the same thing about a lot of modern women. I simply cannot say it. The amount of stories that you see of, oh, well, he's an awful guy and he's terrible. And then you ask the woman, well, did you date him? And it's like, not really. We didn't have a relationship. And then you find out she's been seeing him for the last 6 months, even though his personality is terrible. And there are so many, you know, women who have a story like this. Okay, but a lot of these women, they try and pretend that men only care about their looks at all. Of course, the very attractive guy is not going to date you because, you know, he doesn't care about your personality, so he's going to just choose the woman who looks the prettiest, I guess. But most men really don't care that much about a woman's beauty. Like, yes, there's a threshold, but the threshold goes something along the lines of, don't eat a load of junk food, don't eat a lot of McDonald's, and you'll be fine. But they don't see this. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. What do you think of these older women who are having mental breakdowns and still cannot find men to marry them? Make sure you leave your comments down below. And as always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.